The internet is buzzing with the age-old question, can 100 men take down a gorilla? UFC fighters have joined the debate. Corey Sandhagen shared his strategy. This is weird. I haven't heard this before, Sandhagen told reporters. I definitely would need 100 of me, but 100 is kind of a lot. I don't know how we would win. My go-to would probably be a bunch of trying to kick him in the nuts as many times as I could and then probably poke him in the eye. Everything that I could do that would be illegal in a fight, I'd probably try to do to the gorilla, and hopefully he wouldn't rip and kill too many of myself. Merab Dvalishvili believes he could take on a gorilla solo, while Jamahal Hill disagrees. Here is what they had to say.
Could 100 men take down one gorilla?
You saying the humans have no weapons?
No.
No weapons, just hands?
Yeah.
Give me like 3 of me, and I think we'll take him out. Easy.
One gorilla? It's easy, bro. I'm smart, I'm strong, training every day. You think I cannot take one gorilla?
100 men?
The gorilla, bro.
100%. 100 men can take down a silverback gorilla. What we're going to do is, though, we're going to sacrifice a few of them. Yeah, easy.
100 men win?
Me alone.
Hey, what's the strategy? Choke?
I'm going to take my t-shirts off, my pants off. You know? Don't worry.
Like the first wave of guys coming in, and I picture the gorilla just like smush, just like their heads in like a row, just like.
You got a 22 and you shot a gorilla. That's not going to piss it off, right? So what the fuck are your fists and your feet going to do?
And the shoot, take him down, boom, boom, easy. I think I can take one gorilla.
600 pounds.
600 pounds? Maybe inside trip.
But that wasn't even the wildest thing today. Johnny Walker reflected on Anthony Smith's retirement following his TKO loss to Zhang Ming.
Does he?
Yeah, so we
I want to let this very clear. I never attacked nobody family.
I
promise you. I promise you. I want to meet him and ask him why did he said that in the middle of the fight. I have no idea.
Bro, even your confusion in the middle of the fight, you're like,
what?
What are you talking about? Like, oh, yeah.
I forgot all about that, bro.
Yeah.
I forgot he said that. That was so weird. Oh, dude. My God. Yeah, he have a great career. He fought the best in the world, you know. He have a lot of fights, almost 60 fights, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. His body been through a lot, you know. Yeah. And one thing that I noticed, like, is that he didn't check kicks, bro. Yeah. He started losing the fight because the guy started landing the kicks on him. Like, just put your...
Michael Bisping weighed in on Kamaru Usman's upcoming fight against Joaquin Buckley at UFC Atlanta. If Kamaru Usman loses this fight, will that be the end of his career? I'm not throwing any shade, Bisping said on his YouTube channel. I've got nothing but the greatest respect and deep admiration for Kamaru Usman. He's a solid human being. He's an incredible fighter. He's been a great ambassador for this sport. However, 37 years old, hasn't been too active, and then, if you lose 4 in a row, maybe it's time to think about walking away from the sport. Jeremy Stevens is making a comeback, facing Mason Jones at UFC Des Moines.
Feels amazing. Just super grateful. You know, honestly, just blessed. You know, it's been a heck of a road to get here. Had to climb, crawl, you know, scrape, scramble, get my way back here. So feels good to be back here in my hometown for my first one. Painful, dark, miserable, brokenness. You know, really had to earn this one. You know, I did this one myself. So, you know, I like to remain in gratitude and just good attitude about everything that's going on, all the blessings that are happening in my life, to be here in my hometown. You can't make this shit up. So it's amazing. Yeah, it's had its ups and downs. It was rough when I left. I felt like, you know, I was pushed in the bottom of the well. You ever seen the Ring movie? You know, the down at the well. I had to crawl, scrape my way back, fight bare knuckle, you know, break some jaws and remove the concrete lid that was off. You know, now I'm crawling out, getting all my tools back. I'm going to wreak some havoc on somebody. And it's been a heck of a journey, but I'm grateful to be here. Molded in the darkness, the pain, the suffering, you know, what I've had to endure, you know, the resilience, you know, I've really had to do some dark stoic mastery. And, you know, I never gave up. I kept with it. I kept believing in my delusions, and I turned them into reality with my bare fists, my bare knuckles, and here we are.
Stevens aims to wreak havoc in his return bout. Joaquin Buckley is set to fight Kamaru Usman and hopes for Belal Muhammad's victory to boost his title shot chances.
I'm always focused. I'm always locked in, but I always like to prepare for that next move. So y'all already know, once I beat Kamaru Usman, my mentality and where I want to go is get that belt. Now, Belal is the one that wins, right? Because if he doesn't win and JDM wins, I'm already know the UFC got different moves that they trying to do. You understand? So I'm hoping Belal wins, and once he win, knock his out, and then go ahead and proceed to be the biggest star in the UFC. Because right now the big talk is there is no stars in the UFC right now, right? And if they are, they done lost, you know what I'm saying? They didn't, you know what I'm saying, fumble the bag in some type of way. So I really feel like, man, this is my opportunity to really show up and show out. But yet again, bro, I got to go into that cage, man, get my hand raised. But not only get my hand raised, go out there, man, and dominate this man and get the knockout that I know.
Buckley is focused and ready to make his mark. Bo Nickal is confident ahead of his fight against Rainier de Ridder at UFC Des Moines.
He was definitely a guy that was on my radar. He was a guy that I asked to fight, so I feel really excited for this fight. I think it's a great matchup and an exciting matchup. He's a guy that I look at with a lot of respect, and I feel like he's a very skilled fighter, and he's shown that time and time again. Undefeated in the UFC so far, and so I'm looking forward to just putting on an amazing performance and giving 100% effort out there. Yeah, of course. I think that as you saw in my last fight, two guys that are more grappling focused that ended up on the feet the whole fight, and I think that with this next fight, I feel like he'll probably have a little more urgency to take it to the ground. I think he feels like he has an advantage there. But for me, I feel like, wherever the fight's at, I'm just looking to continue to compete for the entirety of the round, the entirety of the fight. And wherever the fight goes, I'll feel comfortable and confident. So, I have a good game plan that I've gone over with my coaches, and I feel like it leaves me a room for creativity, but I'm going to be able to be dangerous and a big, I think, challenge for him wherever the fight takes place.
Nickal is prepared for any challenge. Miesha Tate is set to fight Yana Santos and aims to re-enter the top 10 in the women's bantamweight division.
Matchup with Yana. I grew up fighting strikers and being the wrestler and the grappler, and I feel like this is another classic matchup. Obviously the sport of MMA continues to evolve, and women's MMA is, not like it was 10 years ago, 15 years ago. So I'm expecting evolution in her, but at the core of who she is and her style is definitely more of a striker. So I'm excited to take her into deep waters. Well, a victory will put me right back in the top 10. So that's what I want. I hate being number 11. I want to be inside the top 10. So I'm not happy with that right now. And she's sitting right at that number 10 seed, but I think a good win over her could boost me up even past that. So I'm looking for, again, my best performance. It's not about Yana. It's not about the win. It's about being my best. And when I'm my best, not only will I get the win, but I think I'll do it impressively.
Tate is determined to climb the rankings. Dustin Poirier announced his final UFC fight against Max Holloway at UFC 318. Here is what Daniel Cormier has to say about that.
Problem, but also can be a great thing, right? There is a certain section of the mixed martial arts community that thinks the BMF title is only a gimmick. Chill, I understand that you and I like it. They think it's a gimmick and it needs to be done away with. Hey, BMF title gets defended in New Orleans. Dustin Poirier wins the BMF title and walks away. Title goes out the door with him, right? Hey, that's the danger. Dana White, Hunter Campbell, it is a retirement fight. A loser leaves town. It's essentially a loser leaves town match. Dustin Poirier leaves town. He takes the belt with him. That's it. BMF title's gone. I want the BMF title to stay. But chill. If it's on the line, and if the guy wins it, and he says, hey, I'm taking my lunch pill, I'll see you next time, BMF title goes out the door, right?
Fans expressed concern over Deiveson Figueiredo's physique ahead of his fight with Corey Sandhagen. Here's what Deiveson has to say. The pictures that you see there are from a time when I was coming off injury, so I had injuries in the groin area muscles, and I was taking cortisone, and I was very overweight, Figueiredo said. But people don't need to worry. I'm going to make weight. I've always been very professional in my life, and I'm not going to stop being professional now. Paddy Pimblett had a viral moment after breaking his fork before eating.
Tegen pasta, lad. U bought these forks, lad. Like, who the bought them? Just nearly had a bit of pasta, lad. Whatever company makes these, you're a load of shit. You bums. You bastards can't even put a little thick bit of plastic in. No wonder there's 79p a pack. Who the bought them, lad? Hey, Ben! Who the
That's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to MMA Messenger and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos.